Hi, this is hypnotherapist John Morgan. You're about to experience the most attended weight loss hypnosis seminar in the world. I presented this seminar to hundreds of thousands of people who wanted to finally lose weight and keep it off. It's my gift to you just for visiting my YouTube channel. And while you're here, I request you subscribe and be the first to be alerted when I post other life-enhancing videos. Now, while watching this video, you'll experience the power of hypnosis, help you outgrow old conditioned eating and drinking habits, and grow into a slimmer, trimmer you. It'll be just like you're in the ballroom with me. I invite you to set aside an uninterrupted hour and a half and participate in this life-changing seminar. Turn off your phone and any other distraction and let people know not to interrupt you as you watch this transformational video from start to finish. Couple of quick notes. I refer to a tape that you're to use to reinforce the information you absorb after watching the seminar. Cassette tapes were what people mainly used at the time of this filming. This reinforcement recording is called Calm and Collected, and it's available here on my YouTube channel, and it's free. It's a digital recording, it's no longer a tape. After viewing the seminar, go to the Calm and Collected video and use it for reinforcement. It's like putting water and fertilizer on seeds you've planted to ensure they grow and bear fruit. I also refer to another tape called Self-Image on this video. That can also be found on this channel, and it too is free to you. So now, if you're ready, get ready to finally lose weight and keep it off. God, what are we going to do here tonight? I just got to see who's in the room. I just got to get a feel for the room. You know, every room is a different feel to it, you know? People are different, and they're the same. Okay. I get a sense of who's here. What do you think we're going to do tonight?
Hopefully learn how to control our inner feelings and figure out other ones to lose some weight and feel better.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're going to do. Is he embarrassed? Yeah, okay. We're going to talk a little bit. Jeff, did we talk about patterns when you were here? Yeah. We're going to talk about them again. I hope it's not redundant for you. I notice you're wearing earrings. Which one goes in first? The left one. And you've been wearing earrings since you've been a young girl, teenager? Yeah. And the left one always goes in first. You don't think about it, you just do it, right?
It's the easiest.
Okay. I notice you shave, sir. What side of your face do you shave first? You had to think about it, right? Yeah, but it's every day since you've been, what, 15, 16? Cutting yourself with dad's razor, then you got your own, right? Yeah? Every day. For all of you who drive an automobile, would you please pretend you're in your car right now and pretend that you're signaling that you're making a left-hand turn? And tell me how many fingers are on the turn? Did you notice you have to think about it, yet there's a part of your brain that never thinks about it and does it the same way every time? Yeah, that's called a pattern. There is a part of your brain that runs patterns that you learned by accident. You didn't go to a class to learn how to signal for a left-hand turn with that number of fingers, did you? No. But that's the way it feels right for you, right? There are all sorts of patterns. We have patterns of speech. Now, we take this program all around North America, and we go to some places like next week we'll be in Louisiana. I guarantee you somebody's going to walk up to me and go, "Y'all talk funny." Excuse me. Or we'll go to North Carolina and we'll find somebody that I'm thinking they're talking about the San Francisco treat when they say, "Hey, tonight we're going down to the Rise. We're going to watch the cars race around the track." "Oh, you mean race?" "Oh, no, Rise. Yeah, we're going to the Rise." And I grew up in Philadelphia. And in Philadelphia,
Everybody else on the planet drinks water. In Philadelphia, they drink water. The heck is water? And you go up to Boston and they eat pizza. What the heck is pizza? And then they say people talk funny. They don't talk funny. They talk the way they learned how to talk in the household they grew up in. And it got in there by accident. All this stuff gets in there by accident. Oh, how many of you are parents? How many of you swore you would never say to your child what your mother or father said to you? And then one day this demon took over. Mom or dad spoke right through you to your child, and you can't believe you said it. Oh my God. It got in there by accident. How many of you have the same religion as your parents? Yeah. Okay. Got in there. You weren't born with that religion. It became a part of you. Just like any other belief that you have has become a part of you. You have patterns of thinking. Would you like to know about your pattern? Is it okay if I tell you? Sure. What's your first name? Billy Joe. Billy Joe talks to herself all the time in her head. Yada, 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 yada. All day long. She's got this running dialogue in there. Another thing I know about her, and I've never met her before, and it's just her pattern of thinking, is that she is a 1, 2, 3, 4 learner. Meaning that with Billy Joe, you got to give her piece number 1. Don't move me to piece number 2. Back, yeah, look at her. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Yeah. And if you had a copied Billy Joe's notes in high school or college or wherever she went to school when she decided to take notes, they were great notes because they were 1, 2, 3, and 4. And another thing I know about Billy Joe, and again, I never met her, it's just about her patterns of thinking that she advertises that are easy for me to watch, is that if she was to be given a token of appreciation for something by someone, she might appreciate whatever that token was to be presented to her. But you know what she'd much rather have? She'd much rather be told. Whether it's from her husband, boyfriend, she doesn't need a lot of stuff, but she needs to hear it. And you advertise that because you have a pattern of thinking. Now, there are other people in this room that think in pictures a lot. Oh, God, oh, and the sunsets were beautiful, and they talk real fast, and blah, blah, blah. And they say, give me the big picture, I'll work it out. But not us. We need that 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's different patterns of thinking. I just want to show you that we have patterns. Okay? Now, let me show you how they get in there by accident and they run us. How many of you are willing to argue with somebody about the right way to hang toilet paper? By God, it's my way. God forbid you should marry somebody that came from a household where they did it differently than you. That's a short honeymoon. This stuff gets in there by accident. And you act in accordance with it. Why is this important? Well, you got some eating patterns, some ideas about food that got in there a long time ago by accident, and they still run you. Did anybody ever have like the clean plate club in their house? Yeah. Eat everything that's on your plate. Waste not, want not. Did any of you hear about the starving little bastard somewhere? There's always starving children thrown up in your face, my God. I was 5 years old with a plop of spinach on a plate that I didn't want to eat. And my father starts telling me about the starving little kids in China. And you know, even at the tender age of 5, I'm saying to myself, how is me eating this spinach going to feed that kid in China? Of course, I wasn't going to ask my dad about that. So these ideas get in there and they run you. Oh, how many of you are from big ethnic families? I mean, you get together and what is it? Eat, celebrate, eat. Come on, it doesn't matter if it's Italian or Jewish or Polish or you pick a nationality. I mean, they all got it. Let's eat. Ooh, put it together, right? These ideas get in there by accident. So if you put your lipstick on, which way does it go, top or bottom lip first? Bottom. Who makes the top up? Oh, she's got to be wrong, right? Oh, no. Just her way, her pattern, right? And you've been doing it since you've been a young girl, right? Yeah. So is it your fault that you wear your lipstick that way? No. Is it your fault that you make the left-hand turn signal the way you do? No. Just got in there by accident. Is it your fault that you got this goofy thing about the toilet paper? No, it's not your fault. Okay, so you all agree with me. You want to see you turn on me like a pack of dogs now? Okay. Is it your fault that you have more weight on your body than you want? No. It's a pattern. It's all it is a little stinking pattern. That's what we're going to go to work on tonight, the pattern portion of your brain. We're going to use a tool called hypnosis. I am not going to talk to your intellect. Your intellect is going to put you on a diet. And guess what? You're going to lose some weight on that diet. And the day you go off it, you're going to put that weight back on. Now, you want to lose some weight? Keep it off? Yeah, good. It's real simple. If I wanted to, and you agreed with me, I'd say, oh, what's your first name?
Brandon.
Brandon, okay. I say, Brandon, I got a cage over here. And I'm going to lock you in the cage. And I'm only going to feed you what I want to feed you and give you what to drink I want to give you to drink. And then I'm going to take you out every day, like on this big leash like a dog. And I'm going to walk you around, and you're just going to have to come or I'm going to drag you. Okay? You think you'd lose some weight?
Maybe.
Maybe. I'm feeding you exactly what I want to feed you. That's all. I'm going to prescribe exactly what I'm going to give you. You will lose weight. But guess what? If you got out of that cage, you'd probably put it back. Just like everybody else. Not going to do that. So it's not your fault that you have more weight on your body than you want. It's just not your fault. It's a pattern. If you have a fat dog, it's your fault. You got a fat dog or a fat cat, your fault. The dog can't get up after dinner and look in the freezer and go, what looks good? The dog can only have what you feed it. So if you want to feel bad about something, feel bad about the fact that you have a fat dog. That's your fault. It is not your fault that you have more weight on your body. It's a pattern. You have patterns of eating, you have patterns of drinking, you have patterns of exercising or not. Please don't join a health club unless you already belong. Not now, because you're not ready for it, most of you. Why not? Well, see, the health clubs work on the 75-25 principle. 75% of the people who join a health club never go back after 30 days. Now, the first day you go in there, it's, they put you with the personal instructor. Oh, feel that. Ooh, I feel that. Feel that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it going on. This isn't too bad. Hey, this exercise it's okay. The next day you wake up, every muscle in your body hurts. And the only reason you drag yourself back to the gym is because you paid so much damn money. And then your body can't take that torture. Don't be in a hurry to lose this weight. You didn't put it on overnight. You didn't go up a dress size or a pant size overnight. It took some time. It's going to take some time to take it off, but when you take it off this way and our way, you'll keep it off, and you'll change your pattern. See, I know that women, when they gain some weight, do go out and buy new underwear. The sin of omission, I guess, is that men don't. Yeah, well, I'm a 34. I've always been a 34, and the waist could be 45 now, but I'm still 34. So you understand we have patterns, and they run us. Do you know the difference between any strong belief that you own and a random thought that pops into your head? The only difference is frequency, how often it got in there. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to use a tool called hypnosis. For anybody who's afraid of hypnosis, who thinks I can do something to them, God, John, If I could do stuff to you, I'd have my own island. I know it's a shallow goal, but it is mine. I don't have my own island. I don't. Each and every one of you goes in and out of trances all day long. You just don't call it. Every day of your life, you go in and out of trances. I've watched a number of you, and all of you have done it since you've been in this room, gone in and out of trances 5, 6, 7 times already. You just don't call it that. You call it daydreaming, getting lost in thought, talking to yourself. I better get this done by 3 o'clock. If I don't get this done by 3 o'clock, I'm really going to be behind schedule. That's a trance. Did you ever drive down the highway and just go right by your exit and wonder? It's called highway hypnosis. You push the button on the elevator, you get off, wrong floor, you go away. You're in a trance. You do it every day. You go away and hear on me. That's where you were right then. That little conversation you just had with yourself, that's called away, Brandon. Okay? And then you come back. Then you'll go away on me again. I'm not offended, because that's how this works. We came up with a new one. It's called the men's room trance. For you ladies who have never been in the men's room, there's something different in there than is in the ladies' room. And the second thing that a gentleman does when he steps up to this thing that's not in the ladies' room is this. We will not go into the deep, dark psychological reasons why he doesn't look down. It's beyond the scope of this program. It's a trance. It's a pattern. What you may not know is when you go away, whether for seconds at a time or minutes at a time, whether you're off daydreaming or you're talking to yourself or whatever you're doing, you're a little bit more suggestible than you normally are. That's hypnosis in a nutshell. And for God's sakes, don't pay attention to any story that I might tell you. Probably has nothing to do with why you came here tonight. Anybody in this room have a junk drawer in their kitchen? You do. How did this get started? I mean, I looked in my junk drawer. I found, you won't believe this, I looked down there and there's a broken birthday candle. There is a pen top, no pen, mind you, a pen top, chewed. And there's a picture up there of a kid that came in a Christmas card 3 years ago, and nobody knows whose kid this is. Yet it's in my drawer. But every now and then you get very resourceful. You take the drawer out, you dump it out, you wipe it out, you put it back in, maybe some contact paper or something. And you only put back what belongs. Anybody work with files at work or at home? Filing system, whether on the computer? Are they up to date? No, okay. Most aren't. There are clients in there dead and gone, moved to Alaska, never coming back. But they're still junking up your files. They're still in there. But now, you know, like it could be a rainy day or something. You get a wild hair across your butt. Today's the day. And you go in there and you clean it up so it reflects who your business is today versus who it used to be. So it's up to date, right? I'm wondering the last time you went into your mental filing system and cleaned it up so it reflects who you are today versus who you used to be. See, because the objective of this program is to outgrow the old way and grow into a new way. Brandon, you won't believe this because you haven't been there yet. Stick with me. Just if you don't believe me, turn around and look at these people when I ask them the next question. How many of you folks, when you were a teenager, wore some goofy clothes you wouldn't be caught dead in today, please? You got the pictures to prove it, don't you? Yeah. And you outgrew it and you didn't go to a seminar. Imagine that. Anybody besides me, like in junior high school or high school, have their heart broken? Anybody break your heart? What would have happened if you married that guy? I mean, aside from slit his throat. Somebody that was so important to you, you outgrew. I did that with it. Oh my God. You know, you outgrew it. How did you do that? See, there's a part of your mind that knows how to update itself without you knowing how. Just like there's a part of your mind that learns without you knowing how. You learned how to walk. There's no book in any library in the world that says how to walk, but you learned. You learned how to talk. There's not a book in the world in any library that teaches you how to talk, but you learned how to talk. Nobody said, by God, I better say Mom by 1 o'clock or my mother's going to be disappointed. That never happened, but you learned how to talk. There's a part of your mind that learns without knowing how. There's a part of your mind paying attention 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it's paying attention to me, not your intellect. Your intellect is what I call your smarty pants. That's the part of you that knows everything. And guess what? It hasn't been able to keep the weight off. So it's not really so smart. See, that part of you is going to put you on the newest diet. I mean, you walk down the supermarket aisle, any day, every week, there's a new thing. Lose 12 pounds in 12 days, you know. I saw a product this morning, I swear to God, on the internet called Anorex. Can you imagine somebody? Yeah. You think, I'm not making it up, am I, right? I couldn't believe they would even name that. You know, with, you know, the condition that some people go through, celebrity like Karen Carpenter who dies from that, beautiful voice in this woman, and, you know, because of some goofy pattern that got in her head, because a writer called her a fat person one time, or a chunky, she took it in, and that's how hypnosis works badly. Just does with some people like that. Not in here, but, you know, out there in the cruel big world, that stuff can happen. But imagine capitalizing on that and calling a product that. I mean, that's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's unethical, but I'll let those folks make their mind up on that. But back to what we're going to do here. We're going to use a tool called hypnosis. And there's a reason that I talk about patterns so. The reason I talk about patterns so often is because I'm going to have your patterns pay a visit to you, in just a minute or two. See, because what I'm going to do is, if I haven't done it to you already, is I'm going to bore you. This will be worse than any sermon you ever heard in church. You're going to listen to me, and I'm going to drone on, and I'm going to go to the beach with you. I'm going to go to a place in New Jersey that I used to visit when I was a kid. And I'm going to talk about the sand and the sky and the seagulls, and I may even talk about seagull crap. I'm not sure yet. And you know what? You're going to pay attention to me. You're going to say, this must be important, or he wouldn't be talking about it. I mean, 60,000 people have gone through this program, so it must be important. I'm here to tell you there's nothing important in this story that I'm telling you, nothing. But you'll start to listen to me, because you'll think, oh, must be something in there for me. There isn't. There isn't. But I'm going to tell it to you anyway, and you know what? You're going to get tired of listening to me, and you'll check out on me. Oh, you'll check back in. You'll say, geez, I wonder if I turn my cell phone off. I wouldn't want to disturb anybody in here. I better turn that. I should have turned that off. Or, you know, I may say things. This could sneak out. I usually don't say this in a weight loss group, but it could just pop out of my mouth. You'll have to excuse me in advance. I may say something like, your arms are getting heavy. Now, isn't that a bad thing to say in a weight loss group? You'll be there with your eyes closed going, you know, my arms aren't getting heavy. I'll bet her arms are getting heavy. I think I'm going to open my eyes and peek. Her arms look heavy. She's getting it. I'm not getting it. $49.95 and my arms aren't getting heavy. When you're having that conversation with yourself, you're in a trance. You're not with me. You're away. And you're wide open to suggestion. See, this is like those old movies, and you never saw these if you're younger. But in these goofy old movies, they'd have this real big guy there, goofy guy, and they portrayed him as being very stupid. He's a guard at a prison or something. He's standing there with his rifle, and they send a young, pretty girl up to him, and she bats her eyes at him, and he pays attention to her because he thinks she's interested in him. And while he's paying attention to her, everybody's sneaking in or out of the prison, whatever the plan was there. That's what I do. That's what I do. I just want to get your intellect occupied so I get to the part of you that really runs the show. All right? And how I do that is I bore you to tears. Now, I told you I was going to have you have a visit from your patterns come up, and we're going to do that right now. So, I'm about to make a suggestion to you that has been made to me by thousands of people just like you who have gone through this program. They said to me, John, when I do this, that thing you suggested, oh, it makes it feel so much better. So I'm going to offer that suggestion to you, but you're going to get a visit from your pattern. So, we're going to begin here, and I request to enhance this experience for you, to make it feel better, I request that each and every one of you find a spot somewhere on the floor, on that stage up there in the aisles, and stretch yourself out flat on your back right now. And I'm not kidding. Could I ask somebody in the back of the room, see those lights? Could you turn them to the left? We're going to get a little atmosphere here, all of them. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Just sit in your chair. All right, if I could just get your attention, please. How many of you said to yourself, there's no way in hell I'm getting on that floor? It wasn't necessary that you got on the floor. It does, in fact, enhance the experience. I didn't lie. It makes it feel better. I just wanted you to get a visit from your pattern. Because nobody came out of their mother's womb with an aversion to lying on the floor at the hotel. But somewhere along the way, you got an Emily Post-it note in your head that said, people like me don't lie on the hotel floor with strangers doing hypnosis. Thank you for those who stretched yourself, and it really doesn't matter if you're in your seat, you can stay. But those of you on the floor are going to thank me later. So would you all please, if you're seated, can you uncross yourself and unfold yourself and put your hands on your lap? For those of you on the floor, I invite you to stretch yourself out flat on your back. Go for it. Now, let me discuss the rules. There are no rules. If you need to cough, you cough. If you need to scratch, scratch where it itches. If you need to giggle, please giggle. If you need to open your eyes and peek, open your eyes and peek. So, did you notice when I said cough, some people coughed, and when I said scratch, others scratched. When I said giggle, others giggled. That's just a suggestion. You won't take them all. All right, let's begin. Would you all please take a nice, deep breath. Exhale slowly, and please close your eyes. And with your eyes comfortably closed, I invite you to take a moment to listen to the sound of my voice. And as you sit on the chair or relax on the floor, and as you listen to the sound of my voice, and you feel the support of the floor or the chair beneath you, your body and your mind prepare to unwind, relax, and let go. And the good news is, it's not necessary to try. Did you ever try and fall asleep at nighttime? Sort of gets in the way. There is a part of your mind that knows how to go to sleep at night without you knowing how that happens. Just like there's a part of your mind that knows how to relax without you knowing how that happened. And as you continue to listen to the sound of my voice, and as you continue to feel the support of the floor or the chair beneath you, your body continues to relax, unwind, let go. And right now, I invite you to pay attention to your breathing. Just notice how it is. Notice how it comes in. Notice how it goes out. What does your stomach do when you breathe? What does your chest do when you breathe? And when you breathe in, where do you feel it first? And when you exhale, where do you feel it last? And before I mentioned your breathing, you may not have been thinking about it. And you may be now. That's a suggestion. And it's putting your attention on a pattern that's outside of your awareness. Most people are unaware of how they breathe. And by putting your attention on a pattern that's outside of your awareness, that allows you to relax even more deeply. And speaking of patterns that are outside of your awareness, I wonder if you're aware that you swallow 2 to 3 times a minute. And before I mention swallowing, you may not have been thinking about it, and you just may be now. That's a suggestion. And it's putting your attention on a pattern that's outside of your awareness. And just by putting your attention on a pattern that's outside of your awareness, you're able to relax more quickly. And right now, I'd like you to take a little trip with me. I like to take my trip on a beach. Actually, it was a beach I was quite familiar with at one time. It was in a place called Ocean City, New Jersey. I like a beach on which to take this trip because there are so many interesting and fascinating things on which to focus your attention. For example, I like the sound of the surf. I find it rather soothing and pleasing to my ears. And I like that tangy salt smell in the air, that unmistakable smell of the ocean and seashore. And I can feel my weight shifting as I walk through the warm sand. And you can look down at the waves and watch them roll up onto the beach, one right after the other. And if you watch long enough, you can watch them roll right back out to sea. And if you look up, you might notice a big, fluffy white cloud floating by. And if you keep your eyes up, you might notice a seagull hovering over the beach, squawking. And eventually this bird comes down for a landing and does that silly seagull walk on the beach. Maybe even stealing a French fry from somebody. Get in tune with the beach. Maybe you have a beach of your own in mind, one that you've been to, or a collection of beaches that you've been to. And it's one of those times in your life when temporarily you've taken care of all your responsibility and cares and concerns, and you can just relax at the beach. And in your mind's eye, I invite you to walk down towards the water's edge, down towards the wet or the tideland sand. And as you do this, you begin to notice a difference, a change. The sand becomes more firm and cold and damp beneath your feet. And if you look down at your feet, you may notice that a wave has rolled up around your feet and ankle. And if you look down again, you may notice that that wave has rolled back out to sea. And if you look down one more time, you may notice that that wave has left something behind, some foam. And if you stretch your imagination just a little bit, you might notice that that foam begins to resemble a lace tablecloth, a doily, a frothy head on a beer. And reach down in your mind's eye and draw the number 5 in the sand. 5. And as you look down at that number 5, you may begin to notice a special sensation beginning in your feet. Now, for some people, it begins in the toes, and for others, in the heel. Of course, I don't know which foot it will begin in first. Some people talk about a heavy feeling in their feet. Others report a light sensation. Yet others remark about a tingling or a numbness. And other folks talk about a very warm feeling in their feet, and some a coldness. Whatever sensation is going on in your feet at the moment, I'd like you to notice it. It's your own sense of relaxation, and it will move throughout your entire body on its own timetable, through the muscles and sinews of your foot, each foot. And what is a sinew anyway? And then move up through your ankles and shins, the calves of your leg, right up into your knees. And beginning tonight, and each and every day in the future, part of your mind associates that number 5 you've drawn with a feeling of relaxation from your knees to your toes. Of course, with a little practice with this technique, you'll be able to relax by the countdown numbers. And a wave just washes away the number 5. And you draw the number 4 in the sand. 4. As you look down at that number 4, that sensation of relaxation can move up behind the backs of your knees, up into your thighs and hamstring, hips and buttocks muscles. Yeah, even your butt muscles can relax now. And beginning tonight, and each and every day in the future, part of your mind associates that number 4 you've drawn with a feeling of relaxation from your buttocks to the backs of your knees. And with a little practice, you'll be able to relax by the countdown numbers. And the wave just washes away. The number 4. And I just wonder how soon you'll draw the number 3 in the sand. 3. And as you look down at that number 3, that sensation of relaxation can move deep through your groin, on up into your abdominal muscle, stomach muscle, chest muscles. Relax as you breathe easier now. And that feeling of relaxation can move right up to your collarbone. And the sensation of relaxation in your stomach can move round and through to the small of your back. Inch up your spine, all the way up. All those tiny little muscles along your spine, relax. And the larger muscles in your back, relax. And beginning tonight, and each and every day in the future, part of your mind associates that number 3 with a feeling of relaxation throughout your entire torso. Of course, with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to relax by the countdown numbers. And the wave just washes away the number 3. And I wonder how soon you'll draw the number 2 in the sand. 2. And as you look down at that number 2, that sensation of relaxation can go deep through your shoulders, downward through your upper arm, through your elbow, your forearm, your wrists, your hand, your finger. You can allow any tension to drain right off your fingertip, just like a warm shower drains off your fingertip. And beginning tonight, and each and every day in the future, part of your mind associates that number 2 you've drawn with a feeling of relaxation throughout your shoulders, your arms, and your hands. Of course, with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to relax by the countdown number. And the wave just washes away the number 2. And you draw the number 1 in the sand. 1. And as you look down at that number 1, you may notice that your internal conversations have calmed down. And that sense of relaxation can move through your throat, into your neck, up underneath the back and the top of your scalp, downward, across your forehead, your eyes, your cheek, your mouth, your jaw. And beginning tonight, and each and every day in the future, part of your mind associates that number 1 with a sense of mental calmness and a feeling of relaxation from your neck upward. And with a little practice with this technique, you'll be able to relax by the countdown number. And the wave just washes away the number 1. And you walk back up onto the warm sand. And as you do, you begin to notice a difference, a change. The sand is warm beneath your feet again as you get into the wet or the tidelands sand. Away from that to the warm sand. Yes. And while you're in that warm sand, draw a giant circle in it like a large zero. And step inside that circle and stretch your body out. And you can feel the warmth of the sun radiating downward. And you can feel the warmth of the sand radiating upward. And as you breathe in, you relax a little more deeply. And as you exhale, you relax even more deeply. And no matter how deeply you relax, part of your mind is listening, recording, utilizing, soaking in any and every valuable suggestion that I offer you, or that you offer yourself. So you've made a decision by coming here tonight. You've made a choice to outgrow the old way and grow into a new way. You've made up your mind to lose weight and keep it off. You've decided to clean up your mental filing system so it represents who you are today and beyond, not who you used to be. See, you've given yourself permission and the freedom and the opportunity to outgrow the old way and grow into a new way, using your mind more than your mouth. You've made up your mind. No one is making you do this. You've decided. It'll be easier for you this time as you find yourself eating less and feeling comfortably full on much less, and making better food choices automatically, selecting foods that you know are more nutritious and better for your body. And you'll find that your beverage choices will be more beneficial to you than they have in the past, because you've made up your mind. You've decided. You're outgrowing the old way and growing into a new way. You're cleaning up your mental filing system. You're updating your own mind so that you can lose weight and keep it off. You've decided to do that. It's your choice. And you've given yourself freedom and the opportunity to do just that. And what does it feel like to be slimmer, trimmer, and healthier, and more firm? What does it look like to be slimmer, trimmer, more agile, more firm, more able? What does it sound like? What are others saying to you, and what are you saying to yourself about your accomplishments of losing weight and keeping it off? And all of these ideas are part of your mind now. And each time you listen to your tape, you'll reinforce these ideas, and they become stronger and stronger and a part of you. And when you feel that you've done enough work this time around, I invite you to find your way back to your chair. Did anybody hear my voice sort of drift in and out like a fading radio signal, like I was there, then I wasn't there? Yeah. I wasn't drifting. I was here the whole time. What do people, did anybody have their eyes water on them unexpectedly? Yeah. Did anybody have their hands or toes get tingly or numb on them? Yeah. Did anybody's body feel a little bit like lead? Yeah. Did anybody get very cold? Who got very warm? Yeah, a few of you, half of the room almost. Anybody hear me mention lace tablecloth? Who thought of one? You did, huh? Was it a real one? Which one was it? The Christmas tablecloth? Is it like been in the family for a while? Yeah, whose was it before it was your aunt's? Okay, and somebody's hoping to inherit that, right? Yeah, okay, I get it. Did anybody make one up? Not a real one, but just made one up in their head. Yeah? Who? You did? Just out of the foam, right? Yeah. I throw out one goofy little hook called lace tablecloth. And what do? You bite. You go off and make one up. She goes and thinks about her aunts. That's exactly what I wanted you to do. That's why I mentioned all this goofy stuff like seagulls and French fries and whatever else I'm talking about. Did you notice that you couldn't stay with me? Oh, you tried to. But then you went away, then you come back, you go away, think about your stuff, then you came back, then you go away. Every time you go away from me, you're wide open to a left hook. You are suggestible to the hilt. Now, speaking of going away, I have a quiz question for you. From the time you closed your eyes till the time you just opened your eyes, how much time went by? How many people think their eyes were closed 1 to 5 minutes? Show me your hands, please. 1 to 5? Very good. Okay, about 20%. How many think their eyes were closed 6 to 10 minutes? Where are you? Yeah, most of them. 11 to 15? Yeah, a few of you. 15 to 20? Yeah, some. Anybody over 20? Your eyes were closed 21 and a half minutes. It should not surprise you. It goes on in your wide awake world every day. Did you ever go to work and look up at the clock and it's stuck at 10 past 2? And you swear somebody super glued that sucker? Or you go out on a weeknight or a school night, and then all of a sudden you look at your watch and you go, oh my God, I got to get up in 4 hours. What am I thinking? Yeah. It's time distortion. For some people it compresses, some people it elongates. And did you notice some of you went away from me and then all of a sudden you came back? I was on another sentence and it didn't make sense what I just said before. It didn't match up. Every time you go away, you're wide open to suggestion. And I make suggestions. I'm like women. See, women, oh, you guys are something, all of you. Every one of you got these skills. I don't know where you got them or how you got them. But you know, women, they go underneath. They go over the top. They go around the corner. They're like water, for God's sakes. They find any little crack and they can get in. Now, see, a guy's going to try and pound the door down every time, not a woman. She knows better than that. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm going around the corner, underneath, over the top. Well, sometimes I'll come straight ahead at you, but I'm not talking to your intellect. I'm talking to the part of your mind that learns without you knowing how. And we're going to do this again so you can get some reinforcement, then we're going to do it again. But I'm here to tell you that the most important thing I'm going to say tonight is right now. People who listen to the tape that you received on the way in are the people who A, lose weight, and B, keep it off. The people that don't listen to that tape usually don't. Now, how do you listen to the tape? For starters, listen to the tape once a day for 3 weeks. Why 3 weeks? Because it takes about 3 weeks to form a new habit pattern. Don't believe me? I could have made that up on my way here tonight. You go home tonight, move your furniture around, get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom or something, and notice all the black and blue marks you have the next day. Who in this crew ever learned how to drive stick shift? Where are you? Over here. Young lady, what was it, on the column or the floor? On the floor. So first, was it a 4-speed? 3-speed, so okay. First was, okay, you have it down. Remember the first day out? Yeah, right? 3 weeks later, man, she's shifting, smooth as silk, waving to her friends, singing along with the radio. That part of your mind automated that pattern. You didn't have to think about it anymore, and it was there. People that listen to this tape reinforce all of this information, and I'm overloading you with a lot of stuff. You're getting confused on purpose. Because you'll hear more stuff tonight than you'll ever hear or be able to process, but there's a part of you paying. And the tape reinforces those ideas. It's like water and fertilizer. People that listen to this tape lose weight, people that don't. Now, once a day for 3 weeks. The tape is only 20 minutes long. People say, oh, I got this one all figured out. I'm going to listen on my way to work. That's my 20-minute ride. First words on the tape are, please close your eyes. You probably don't want to be listening to it in the car. I suggest you do it some other time. Now, people invariably ask me, can you do it more than once a day? Well, it's sort of like something else. Can you do that more than once a day? We'll let you fill in the blanks. Of course you can. Have some fun. Now, after the 3 weeks, I would recommend that you still listen to it once a day until you get to your goal weight. Most of you have a weight in mind that you want to get to. And again, don't be in any hurry to get there. It didn't come overnight, ain't leaving overnight. But you will find, after you start listening to this tape, that all of a sudden, things are going to change and you don't know how they're changing. Like, oh, ooh, that's a little looser. Ooh, that feels good. Or you're going to find yourself gravitating to more nutritional foods. I mean, you don't need a lecture that fruits and vegetables are better for you than Big Macs, do you? I mean, you already figured that one out, right? You'll find yourself gravitating to more nutritional foods. Doesn't mean that you're giving up what you love. That's not what we're about. I mean, if you like pizza, you should eat pizza. But you're being offered suggestions to feel comfortably full and less. And when you listen to your tape, you'll reinforce all the ideas that I offer you and that you have going on in there as well. So people that listen to this tape lose weight, people that don't usually don't. It's no different than learning arithmetic, what I'm telling you. There's nothing mystical or unknowable about hypnosis. Hypnosis, pure and simple, is accelerated learning. And when you go away, you learn quicker. It's just like arithmetic, though. Do you remember doing arithmetic when you were a little girl? How much is 3 times 9? How much is 4 times 9? Do you know? 5 times 8.
40.
Okay, you got that. What's your middle name?
Bernie.
Okay. You notice, except for that one little thing where you got on a snag, that these answers came to you lickety-split, boom, boom, boom. You didn't have to go think about them or get a calculator and any of that stuff, right? Okay. Now, I know you're going to want to help her. I beg you, don't open your mouth, don't say a word, don't help her. Okay, you ready? How much is 12 times 11? Do not help. Take all the time you need. Just do it.
Okay.
No helping. The answer is unimportant. It's 132. But what's important about this is this. Did you notice it didn't take her any time to do 3 times 9 or whatever the equation I gave her was? There was no time to come up with her middle name. She didn't say, I have to go consult my birth certificate or my confirmation or whatever it is. And she didn't have to go get a calculator to do, 5 times 8. But when I went to 12 times 11, she had to go off and think about it consciously. If you have to go off and think about weight loss consciously, you know what you're going to do? You're going to go on a diet. What you want to have happen are these ideas to come to you this quick. And how they come to you that quick is by packing them away, just like you packed away the times table. Notice you never did any work with the 11 or 12s. Nobody did. You learned all the tricks, though, the conscious tricks. 12 times 12 is 144. Of course, if I minus 12 from that, or times 10 is 120 if I had... The conscious tricks are diets, and they're going to lose weight and then put them back on. What you want to do is outgrow the old way and grow into a new way and pack these ideas away. That's why you received the tape. Most important thing I've said tonight. Now, I have been saying all evening that there is a part of your mind that learns without you knowing how that happened. Would you like to see that work here? You would? What's your first name again? Mary, come on up here and you can demonstrate with me how that works. Okay? This is my new best pal, Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Okay. Now, Mary, can you step back here so everybody can get a look at you? Give your attention to my pal, Mary, here. Now, Mary, you heard me say earlier that when you daydream, you go into a trance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then you heard me say that when you go into a trance, you're just a little more suggestible than you normally are. You heard me say that, right? Okay. And did you also hear me say, maybe I didn't say it, that you don't need to have your eyes closed to be hypnotized? Yeah? Okay, good. I'm glad you heard all that. And Mary, you've heard me say a number of times, there's a part of your mind that learns without you knowing how, right? Good. Now, do you know how to daydream with your eyes open? Do you own a cat or a dog or a snake or something?
Oh, no, thanks.
No snakes?
I own a cat.
You own a cat.
My
Can you imagine that cat sitting on the floor there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so you can daydream with your eyes open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good, Mary. All right, so what I'm going to ask you folks to do is now pay attention to Mary daydreaming with her eyes open, because I'm going to ask her to daydream about something else, not her cat. Okay? Mary, I'm going to ask you to daydream about a time in your life. Oh, and I need permission to touch on that shoulder from time to time. That okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. No big deal. Okay. Mary, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to go off and daydream about something. But here's the good news, Mary. You don't tell me or any of these other people what you're daydreaming about. You can get as crazy as you want in there, okay? Is that all right?
Okay.
Okay. I promise I won't pry and I won't ask. Okay. So Mary, here's what I want you to do right now for these folks. I want you to daydream with your eyes open right now about a time in your life when things were really looking good. I mean, they were looking spectacular, if you know what I'm talking about. Can you go off and think about a time like that? Yeah. What I want you to do, Mary, is go back to that time in your mind like you're actually there. I want you to see what you saw. Ooh, I want you to even hear what might have been nicely said to you. Ooh, and there were some real nice feelings that are none of our business, but you can have them. Yeah, good, good, good. We won't pry, I promise, okay? So pay attention to my new best pal, Mary. Because, Mary, I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit different now. I'm going to ask you to daydream about something else. I don't know, we're going to put this under the category of annoying. I don't know, it could be somebody, something that bugs you. Can you daydream about that?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's go off and do that right now for me. I want you to go off and take a look at whatever it is that's bugging you. And if you notice when you're looking at that, the pictures aren't as bright, and the conversations in your head aren't that cool, and the feelings that you get are kind of yucky, right? Yeah, well, we can all appreciate that. Now, what I want you to do is pay attention to Mary, because what I've asked her to do is think about a time in her life when things were looking up, they were sounding good, absolutely feeling wonderful, and it's none of our business what was going on there, but she can have them, right? Yeah, okay. Then, if you recall, I asked her to think about another time in her life when things didn't look that bright, and they didn't sound that good, nor did they feel that great, and we can appreciate that. Of course, there was the other time in Mary's life when things were looking up, sounding good, feeling wonderful. Of course, like anybody else, I mean, there are other times that didn't look that good, sound that good, or feel that great. I'm kind of curious what you noticed about my pal Mary. What'd you notice? Yes, sir. Uh-huh. So she smiled when I talked about something pleasant. Well, that seems normal, right? And what else? What else did you notice? Huh? Oh, bad times. She drew a blank when I talked about the bad times? Yeah. Kind of, right? Yeah. Oh, Mary, back to you. When I was doing whatever I was just doing here, were you inside your head going, what's he doing? Yeah, pretty much. That's your intellect. I don't care about that part of you. That's not going to make one change in your life that's going to make one iota of difference. She's in there going, I hope he doesn't make me do something stupid. Yeah. Mary, you came up here to learn something without knowing that you learned it. You've already learned it. Would you like to see what you learned?
Yeah.
Would you like to see what you learned? Okay, pay careful attention. Mary, tell you what I want you to do right now. I want you to think about that time in your life when things were really going shitty for you. As soon as you're ready. Are you there now? Is that the same look she had before? Is it a little tougher to get there than it was before? Do you think it has anything to do with me hanging onto your shoulder? Good, you go down there and try and get into the muck and the mire. We'll wait for you. As soon as you're ready. Oh, gnashing of teeth, crying, it was awful. I have a handkerchief if you want to cry. Are you saying it's a little tougher to get there with me hanging onto your shoulder? Wonder how that could possibly be. Could you give her a hand, please? Thank you very much. What you just watched and witnessed was somebody learn something new. Intellectually? No. The other part of her brain was paying attention to the position of my body, the tone of my voice, and a touch. Did you notice when I went over here and my tone changed? The position of my body changed. And I didn't touch it. And I went over here and I talked a little happy, and I went over here and I talked a little sad. Went over here a little more happy, over here a little more sad. Did you notice she followed along with me? She followed right along. And did you notice when I was hanging onto her shoulder and talking that way, she couldn't get to where she got to normally just a couple of minutes ago? Yeah. Would it be useful for you if you could take your thumb and first finger and rub it together and get yourself an escape valve from stress? Wouldn't that be fun? You can do it, and we're going to do it right now. See, all it is associating a frame of mind with a cue. That's all this is. This is how we do the fire walks. Did you ever hear about walking across fire barefooted? Yeah, that's how you do it. You get people to go into their mind, think about a time in their life when they felt resourceful or energetic or unstoppable or whatever it is that we do. You go in back there, yeah, oh yeah, I remember that time, blah, 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 and then you take something and associate with it. Then you get out there and there's the fire in front of you, and of course your knees are shaking and you're banging your heart and talking to yourself about how crazy this is, but then you fire this little conditioned response off and all the fear leaves your body and you walk across the fire. I'm not going to ask you to walk across fire, okay? I just want you to know how powerful this technology is. It comes from a science called neuro-linguistic programming, of which I'm a practitioner. It also comes from the TV preachers. See, if you've ever written a check to a TV preacher, after what I'm about to tell you, you may never write another one. See, because what they do is they talk to you a little bit about the Lord and goodness. And then they talk to you about the devil. The devil's going to get you. Then they talk a little more Lord. And they talk a little devil. Talk a little more Lord and goodness. A little more devil. Where do they ask you for the money? They've conditioned you to one side of the stage. They're masters at it. Oh, it's fun to watch, especially when you know what they're doing. It's like. So we're going to do this again. This time around, we're going to do two things. We're going to get you to engage your imagination just like Mary did. And the other thing, anybody in the room more busy than they were 5 years ago? Yeah, you just don't have as much time. And wouldn't it be fun if you could learn how to relax in 2 minutes or less? Yeah, okay. We're going to show you how to do that right now. We're going to do the relaxation, then we're going to use your imagination and do what we did with Mary. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is uncross yourself and unfold yourself. Put your hands on your lap with your palms up. Real simple. And all I'm going to do in a moment when I ask you to close your eyes is ask you to pay attention to a part of your body that I'm going to mention. I'll say your feet or your toes or something like that. And all I want you to do is put your attention on it. Notice what's going on there. You don't have to do anything or wiggle it or anything. You just Got to notice what's going on in that part of your body. But we're going to do this. It's going to take exactly 2 minutes. And I want you, when you're doing this exercise, to take your eyes down and right, as though you're looking at your right palm or your right knee or your right foot. Okay, it's real simple to do. Everybody take a nice deep breath, please. Exhale slowly, and please close your eyes. And with your eyes comfortably closed, I invite you to take your eyes down and right, and keep them there, down and right, for the next 2 minutes as you look at your right palm with your eyes closed or your right knee. And I'm just going to mention parts of your body, and I want you to put your attention on them. Your toes, the balls of your feet, your arches, your heel, ankle bone, top of your foot, in between your toes, shin, calf, knee, thigh, hamstring, hip, buttocks muscle, groin, abdominal muscle, stomach muscle, chest, collarbone, small of your back, spine, larger muscles in your back, shoulder, arm, hand, throat, neck, scalp, forehead, eye, nose, mouth, jaw, tongue. Any time of the day or night when you feel that you'd like to relax, just take a nice deep breath, exhale slowly, close your eye, take your eyes down and right, and do an inventory of your body. And each time you do this, you'll get a little better at it, and you'll relax more quickly. And right now I'm going to ask you to engage your imagination, just like Mary did. And I'd like you to think about a time in your life when you felt unstoppable. And by unstoppable, I mean you were going after something with passion, and you were going to get it. And nobody or no thing was going to stand in your way. And you got it. Go back to that time in your mind when you were unstoppable. And when you get back to that time in your mind, whether real or imagined, take your thumb and first finger and rub it together and lock those feelings in. And now let's think about another time in your life. A time in your life when you surprised yourself. And here's what I mean by that. You were inside your mind communicating to yourself that there was something you couldn't do. And then, as if by magic, you went ahead and did it. And you don't even know how you did it, and you were the most surprised person on the planet. I want you to go back to that time in your mind when you surprised yourself. And when you get there, what I'd like you to do is take your thumb and first finger and rub it together and lock those feelings in. Now we got one more. I'd like you to think about a time in your life when you felt totally loved by another human being. And by totally loved, I mean you didn't have to earn it. They just loved you because you were you. You were the pancake, and they poured on the syrup. They just kept pouring it on you. Because it didn't matter what you did, they loved you. Because you were you. You didn't have to work for it. And when you get back to that time in your mind, whether real or imagined, I'd like you to take your thumb and first finger and rub it together and lock those feelings in. And any time of the day or night when you feel that you could use an escape valve from stress, just take your thumb and first finger and rub it together and allow all these collective feelings, unstoppable, surprising yourself and being totally loved, come back into your mind and into your body. See, because you've made a choice by being here tonight. You've given yourself the permission and the freedom to outgrow the old way and grow into a new way. And each time you listen to your tape, you reinforce these ideas, and they become stronger and stronger and a part of you. And these ideas are part of your mind now. And you're going to find yourself eating less and feeling comfortably full, making better food choices, better beverage choices. And you're going to begin some form of an exercise program that works for you. One that's appropriate for you. One that you'll begin slowly on and build on at regular intervals. Because you've decided. You've made up your mind. And you'll, as a result of this, speed up your metabolism. And all of these ideas are part of your mind. And I'm just going to count to 3. Now, when I get to 3, I'm going to ask you to pop your eyes open, feel alert, refreshed, awake, and receptive. 1, 2, 3. Please open your eyes. Now, talk to you about this. I want to tell you about a survey that's been done. Purpose of the survey is to show people that they act in accordance with the pictures that they carry up in their brain. You act in accordance with a picture that you carry of yourself around in your head. Let me show you how this works. Do you remember when you were dating? Okay. Let's pretend you're on a first date. Okay? Could you tell on this first date if the date had an agenda? You could, couldn't you? Yeah. Did you go to school for that? Nah. Did your mom teach you that? No. But you know it, right? Yeah. She knew. If I brought 5 people up to the front of this room and I put my hand over their head and I said, confident or not confident, you could tell me, couldn't you? Yeah. Did you go to school for that? Nah. You didn't go to class to learn that. You didn't learn that from mom either, right? Yeah. But you can do that, right? So, any of you guys know a guy when you were growing up that could get a date with anybody and then some? Yeah, every guy knew that guy. He wasn't especially handsome or a great dancer or anything, but he had a knack. Just like good salespeople have a knack. Them and that guy have something in common. You know what they have in common? I'm getting plenty, and I want some more. And they advertise. How many of you women have said to yourself, when your husband, boyfriend, or significant other has said to you, "My, you look pretty today," and you go, "No, I know. No. You think they were making it up? No, they meant it. But not you. You weren't going to buy into that. You know, there are a lot of differences between men and women. One of them Gillette figured out. Do you know when a woman, according to Gillette, the razor people, when a woman cuts herself with a razor, she blames herself? When a man cuts himself with a razor, he says, the damn razor. So you have this picture that you act in accordance with. So this test that was done, you ready for this? Here's how the test worked. They had a person who was, quote, allergic to flowers. And when they got near flowers, their skin got red, their eyes ran, and their nose watered, or also ran. So what they did is said, we're going to do some desensitizing training with you. And what we're going to do is we're going to come with these flowers, and we're 14, 15 feet away now. We're going to come 1 foot closer and desensitize you and see how close we can get to you without this happening. And they'd go another foot, and then another foot. Nothing happened yet. Then they got like 5 feet away, and all of a sudden, the person's skin started to get red, the nose ran, the eyes watered. They were artificial flowers. You act in accordance with this picture that you carry of yourself up around here. If you don't have any confidence, guess what? It's the picture up here that you're carrying around of yourself. If you say other people having doors open for them, but they're not opening for you, I guarantee you it's the picture that you're carrying of yourself around. See, you want to talk yourself into stuff. You want to do stuff like this. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Let me say it again. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. May I curse here? Horseshit. It doesn't work. And here's why it doesn't work. Because when you're talking to yourself, it's the speed of sound, 1,200 feet per second. Pictures which run you arrive at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. By the time you're talking to yourself about what it is that you want to do, accomplish, be, yada, 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 the picture that runs you has come and gone, come and gone, come and gone, come and gone, come and gone. And all this talking can do is report on what already happened. You're never going to effectuate a change by talking to yourself. Never, ever, ever. Now, you're in a car. All of a sudden you're driving, you look up, oh my God, here comes a wall. You step on the brake, but guess what? The car doesn't slow down, it speeds up. How could that happen? But it did, and now the wall's getting closer and you turn the wheel, but the car still continues to go straight. Boom, you hit the wall. Get out of the car and you go, one of two things. Either I'm a lousy driver or it's a lousy car. You get the car fixed. It's a month later. Oh my God, here comes another wall. You again jam on the brake, but the car again speeds up. What's going on here? This time you turn the wheel the other way and it still goes straight and hits the wall. Boom. You get out of the car and you go, either I'm a lousy driver or this is a lousy car. What if it was neither? What if it was neither? What if behind the curtain was the real driver with the real steering wheel, the real brake, and the real gas? And all you were, like the little kid in the supermarket with the little wheel now turning it, and it's not doing nothing, but they think they're doing everything, yet it's the person that's pushing the car. It's the picture that runs you. And many of you have an outdated picture. If you could use more confidence, if you have a family member that could use more confidence, they need to update the picture. The reason I bring this up is this is the best thing I've ever done. It's called self-image. A picture is worth 1,000 pep talks squared. Basically, on one side of this tape is a lecture, kind of like we talked about here, but much more detail. On the other side of the tape is what I call the magic bean. There is an exercise on this other side of the tape that takes you from when you were 5 years old up until today. And what it does is it crafts a whole new self-image that if you listen to this tape and did this exercise for a couple, 3 weeks, guess what? Doors would start to open for you. You'd act with more confidence. You wouldn't even know how you were doing it. And all it is a matter of updating your pictures. Self-image, a picture is worth 1,000 pep talks squared. This is the exact same tape. It just has a more colorful label. and I request that you buy a copy on your way out tonight. It's $19.95. It's the most powerful stuff I know about. Before I knew about this, I didn't benefit. After I knew about this, big changes happened for me. Now I'm offering it to you. It's $19.95. If you want it on CD, it's $10 more. And I request you buy a copy on your way out tonight. It's the best thing I've ever done. Now, we got one thing more for you to do. We'll let you get going. We're going to do an exercise that I want you to do at bedtime. A lot of people ask me, can I listen to my tape at bedtime? Yeah, you can. And this exercise, by the way, is on the tape. But I want you to do this at bedtime. See, at bedtime, I know something about you. Is it okay to point it out? Maybe. We'll go for it. See, when you do your routine, and I don't know what your routine is. I'm not Miss Cleo, okay? But I know that once you close your eyes and go to sleep, you don't say to yourself, boy, is the world lucky to have me. When's the last time you had that conversation? No. Guess what? Nobody else in the room has that conversation either. Usually what they do is they beat the ever-loving tar and feathers out of themselves. They rehash the day, everything that went wrong, and who did them wrong, and what they're going to do about it. And I'm no good, and oh God, I'm getting so big, and my ass has its own zip code. You say stuff to yourself you wouldn't say to your worst enemy. Here's the problem with that. Every night on your way to sleep, you drift through a brainwave activity that science calls hypnosis, where you're just a little bit more suggestible than you normally are. If you're taking all that crud to bed with you, guess what? You're reinforcing all the crud. Got a new way for you to go to sleep. And not only will you get to sleep more quickly, you will reinforce all night long what it is that you want to work on, because you may not be aware of this, but 3 to 4 times every night you dream, whether you remember them or not the next day. And how do you know somebody's dreaming? Did you ever watch somebody dream? Yeah, their eyes roll up. So we're going to do this exercise to get you to roll your eyes up and pair this eye roll with a symbol that we're going to come up with right now. Here's what I need everybody in the room to do. I need you to come up with something in this room that reminds you of this experience tonight. Oh, it could be the podium. It could be the mic stand. It could be the chandelier. It could be the back of the head of the person in front of you. It could be somebody that you found extremely attractive. It could be my tie. It could be something, okay? I want you to come up with a symbol, something that reminds you of this experience tonight. Because there's a whole bunch of stuff that ran by you tonight that you didn't get intellectually, but a part of you got. And this symbol will remind that part of your mind about all that happened here. And we're going to use it at bedtime. So, here's the exercise. And why even tell you? Let's do it together. Can you uncross yourself and unfold yourself? Put your hands on your lap. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale slowly, and please close your eyes. And with your eyes comfortably closed, I want you to pretend that you're in your comfy bed. Oh, and it feels especially comfortable tonight. You're properly tired, and you've done your routine, and now you close your eyes. And with your eyes comfortably closed, you remember that guy John said, bring to mind that symbol, the one that reminds you of this room and all that happened. So bring that symbol to mind. Either make a picture of it in your mind or say it to yourself. It doesn't matter. And keeping your eyes deliberately closed, with the same deliberateness, roll your eyes up to the top of your head till you feel just a little eye strain. Once you feel your eyes strain, relax your eyes and allow me this time to count you backwards from 5 to 0. Now you may recall that we went to the beach. We drew the numbers 5 through 0 in the sand. And you may remember that I asked a part of your mind to associate a feeling of relaxation with each one of those numbers in a certain area of your body. And you may have heard me say a time or two that with a little practice, you'd be able to relax by the countdown number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And as you continue to listen with your eyes closed, every night at bedtime, close your eyes, bring your symbol to mind, roll your eyes up till you feel just a little eye strain, relax your and count backwards from 5 to 0. You'll get off more easily to sleep, and 3 to 4 times a night you'll reinforce what it is that you want to reinforce, rather than taking all the crud to bed with you. And with your eyes closed, I'm just going to quickly talk about some of the things that we went over. Pattern, shaving, lipstick, patterns of speech, patterns of thinking, outgrowing the old way and growing into a new way, cleaning up your mental filing system, going away for seconds and minutes at a time, reinforcing ideas just like arithmetic, listening to your tape, having a way to relax in 2 minutes or less, doing a body inventory, taking your thumb and first finger and rubbing it together and getting an escape valve from stress, and all the exercise and food suggestions, and the building of your self-image, the fact that you can start to open doors for you that haven't been opened for you just by updating your self-image. All of these ideas are part of your mind, and now I'm just going to count to 3. When I get to 3, I'm going to ask you to pop your eyes open, feel alert, awake, receptive, and refreshed. 1, 2, 3. Please open your eyes. Now, couple of reminders before we get out of here. Reminder number 1, if your tape breaks, if the dog eats it, if it falls into the toilet, if someone breaks into your house and steals your tape but leaves all your jewelry, call our toll-free number and we'll get you out a new one. We want you to be successful. When we're in town again, come on back. Say hi. We'd love to see you. Love to hear your success story. And if you can't wait until we get back, call our toll-free number and tell us your success story. We'll put you in our commercials. Where do you think those people came from? We didn't make them up. They called us. So that's one. If you lose your tape, we buy all excuses. It doesn't matter. We're going to get you another one out, and we're not going to charge you. That's number 1. Number 2, please listen to that tape and start to get results in your life. And finally, whether you like the red, white, and blue one or the other, I request you buy a copy of this on your way out tonight. This is the most powerful thing I've ever done. It's the most helpful thing that people talk about when they call me and send me emails and notice changes in their life outside of what they came for, the weight loss, in other areas of their life, whether it's confidence or whether it's just opening doors for themselves that have been closed, and they do things that they didn't do in the past, and try things. I request you buy a copy of this on your way out. It's $19.95 on tape and $10 more on CD. And one final thing. The next time I see you, I'm going to see less of you. Thank you and good night.